Okay, so we're live. Hey, everybody, we're live here on Facebook, on YouTube, on everywhere the internet streams to, right? We're live. And when you join us, please make a comment and just say hi to make sure that we're coming through really well on our feed. And I'm super excited, you guys. I am so excited because I've got two brilliantly amazing men here in the office today. And of course, most of you know who my husband is, the amazing Dr. Jeff Donahue. You can wave, Jeff. And one of his very, very best friends and colleagues, Dr. Aristotle. And the two of them went to school together, I want to say over 35 years ago, gentlemen.
Time is flying. That's approximately.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. You're going to have to get a little bit closer to your computer, just so I can hear you.
Can you? Okay.
All right. Vivian, hi. Aloha, Vivian. You're coming to Scamania, so you get to meet Dr. Jeff and Dr. Aristotle today. And we're going to have a little fun because both of them are like walking health encyclopedias, like for real. Like if I ask my husband, Dr. Jeff, a question, he just can rattle off all kinds of amazing information. And so, gentlemen, what I'd love to focus on today, just for a few minutes, I'd like to talk a little bit about gut health. And number one, why gut health is super important. And let's talk a little bit about microbiome, because that's like this new catchphrase. And any of you have any questions about that, just drop it in the comments and I'll see it. And please note that we are live on about 7 different platforms right now. So all the comments come through on the back end of my software so I can see your comments. All right, so who'd like to start off here? Which one of you would like to describe what microbiome and gut health, why, first of all, let's start off with gut health. Like, why is gut health so important for our overall well-being?
Well, I guess we start off with symptoms. What are people feeling when there's a trigger in the gut itself? So symptoms, what would you say are the most common you see?
Okay. Well, so the most common symptoms of problems with the gut or imbalances in the gut are the usual things: heartburn, bloating, indigestion, upset stomach, constipation, diarrhea, gas. I think they're all things most of us are familiar with. If our gut's not working correctly, it's not an issue if it happens occasionally, but if it happens on a constant basis, well, that can be a big problem.
These are some of the things that distract you from your personal life and from your business life. Because when that distraction occurs, that means what? That means you're going to run to the bathroom and you're going to disappear for a few minutes, or possibly just be thinking about that heaviness and that burning sensation, because you want to get on with your life, but this is a barrier, and we're here to help you get through these areas. And this is one of them through this program.
Yeah. You talk about the importance of gut health. Our gut is our interface between our outside world and our inside world. This is the only place where we have an active choice about what we put into our systems, is what we elect to put into our gut. And so really, this is the most important system in terms of our interface with our outside world.
And that transition from good gut health to bad gut health is lifestyle.
Yeah.
And things that sometimes are necessary in terms of the medications, the antibiotics. And these are choices that are made, but you can also support the healing process once the gut health has been compromised.
Oh, yeah.
So why do we often hear, and you said a key word right there, we often hear like, oh, antibiotics are going to destroy your gut. Like, I've heard that my entire life and I've experienced it. So what is it about antibiotics that really harms your gut health?
Well, I think I'll step in here.
Jeff, you need to come a little bit closer to the microphone.
Of course. Can you hear me now?
Okay, go ahead and start talking again.
All right. So it's been estimated that we have at least the same number of cells of bacteria within our
I lost you.
microbiome.
I lost the volume.
Oh.
Dr. Aristotle, would you say test, check one?
Yes, test.
Yeah, you're coming through really good. Let's try.
Can you hear me at this point?
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so it's estimated that we have at least as many cells of bacteria within our microbiome that we do cells in our body. So literally, we have a separate body within our body, which is the microbiome. Matter of fact, for my clients and my patients, I call it the alien, right? You have to make the alien happy, because if the alien's not happy, you're not happy.
So Jeff, you need to move a little bit over closer to Dr. Aristotle.
Oh, and does this help the volume at all?
Yes, that does, because you're right near the microphone now. There you go.
Okay. All right. So again, we have to consider the alien, and the alien is the microbiome. So do you want to make the alien happy? You make the alien happy, the alien makes you happy. You upset the alien upsets you.
Oh, that's so interesting. So we do have a question.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about leaky gut syndrome? Like, what is it? Like, that's a new, like that wasn't around when I was a kid. We didn't hear the thing leaky gut syndrome. But so can you explain what that is? We have
what?
We've got someone asking about leaky gut.
Okay. So what happens is when the gut lining becomes inflamed, you have these things called villi, which are the extensions in the gut. And normally they're closed. They're tight junctions in between the lining. When you have a lot of inflammation, they start separating, and particles get into these junctions, and they actually get back into your bloodstream. And when this happens, you have all kinds of allergic reactions, one of them being bloating, indigestion, your digestive system, your immune system is affected. So there are a lot of approaches and programs to help balance this out depending on what is the root cause. And that's where the phrase of test, don't guess comes in. Yeah. And that's where we're very, very specific with our programs for testing to see where you are.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing. If we can test the microbiome, we can test your gut health and determine where the imbalances are that might be creating the symptoms of leaky gut.
Because if you are having the food particles travel through your digestive system, a food particle is not supposed to get in here.
No.
It's supposed to be broken down. How? Number one, with the saliva. The component in the saliva breaks it down. Number two, chewing your food. And not just chewing it rushed a few times and swallowing the food. I like to tell clients, try overdoing the chewing. Count it. I go to 40 to 50 chews before you swallow the food.
That's a long dinner.
That's a lot. But you know what happens is the bloating is reduced. Your digestive system is sitting here saying, thank you. Please don't overburden us by just rushing out, chewing on the move. We can't keep up. And you do that repetitively over and over and over, problems occur, and leaky gut can be one of the issues that you can suffer from.
Yeah. So Dr. Jeff, you were sharing that one of the ways that we find out about leaky gut is through testing, right? And I know that both of you do these tests. I've been a subject of many tests, you guys. But I love it because one of the things that Dr. Aristotle always says is test, don't guess. Love that. That's like one of the best, that my catchphrases now it's going to be test, don't guess. So can you really find out about, does leaky gut show up on these tests that you do, Dr. Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
You have to lean in a little bit more.
Yes, that there are definitely tests that will determine if leaky gut is one of the issues that are happening. Again, you want to get a whole body, like a whole lifestyle approach to what brings a person in, because it's typically their lifestyle choices that create the issues in the first place. Like, for instance, we're talking about digestive health. What do most of us do as far as eating goes? Well, if we have busy lifestyles, which I know I do, I have a tendency to want to eat on the run, right? I'm going to get a quick meal and I go. Well, Dr. Aristotle was talking about chewing the food. Not only do you get the benefits of breaking your food down, so the enzymes break that food down better within your system, but you're also telling your nervous system that, hey, I'm in what's called parasympathetic mode, which means that I'm in a digestive mood, which means that I'm going to break my food down more efficiently and I'm going to absorb it better if I'm eating patiently and eating mindfully, as opposed to shoving our food down. Not eating mindfully creates digestive issues, like leaky gut.
And you said something kind of important there that I also want to ask about. We've heard about, all of us have heard about digestive enzymes, right? And there's a gazillion different kinds of digestive enzymes. And whenever I've sat with either one of you, you've always said, okay, no, Liz, this would be a preferred digestive enzyme for you, or as opposed to this one. So talk a little bit about digestive enzymes and the difference between the different types of digestive enzymes. I can't even say it. Digestive enzymes that you use.
Well, as each one of us has different levels of stress, and those levels of stress will determine how well the hormones are functioning, how well these digestive enzymes that are already present, how well are we excreting those into the system. But as we get burdened with more stress, as we experience more life, that productivity of enzymes starts dropping because the system is not balanced. As Dr. Jeff mentioned, the sympathetic response versus parasympathetic response. Are you being chased by the tiger? Are you constantly in traffic? Do you have people cutting you off throughout the day? Arguments, all of these areas cause a reaction in the sympathetic nervous system. You're ready to go. You're ready to take on the world. But when you're eating, you want to be in that parasympathetic, relaxed state. Because if you can get into that state, you have more balanced digestive enzymes being utilized. So who lives in that perfect world? I don't. So we need help. By taking these digestive enzymes, it helps the process because we need assistance. If you live on a deserted island, you have the perfect vegetable intake, you have the perfect, whatever it may be, but we don't live that way. We have to be more realistic, and we can see this on testing. Yeah. We can see this. You need more digestive enzymes. You possibly need some HCl in the system, more acidity present. Because if you don't have that, then you end up with things like H. pylori, and you've heard these terms in the past. So that's where the digestive enzymes come into play. Yeah.
And I know. Go ahead, Dr. Jeff.
I was just going to say, it's always to support.
Wait, come over a little bit more.
I said it's always to support the system. These digestive enzymes that we're suggesting, these are only for support. That we're trying to get the system working and maximize the benefits to our system, so our system can take it over on itself and take care of itself that way.
Is this a blood test?
It's actually a stool test.
It's a poop test, Vivian. Poop. And you do it in the private, just so you all know, you do it in the privacy of your own home. They send you after you've had a conversation. And can I explain this? Because I know after you've had a conversation and done all kinds of intake, then they'll determine like which one is best for you. And then they send you the test kits, which has really been, I have to tell you, when we've done that with my gut health, it's been so illuminating, because for years I just kept, before I met Jeff, my husband, I just kept throwing stuff at it. I kept throwing probiotics and I kept throwing this kind of food. And I thought, oh, if I ate really cleanly, it would help. And nothing seemed to really move the needle at all until we really did the testing, which I think any kind of diagnostic tool that you have to get deeper into the inner workings of your body is so beneficial, because then you can narrow down on exactly what it is you need to do. Like the digestive enzymes that normally people might take, weren't right for my body. So they gave me you guys gave me something a little bit different to try, and it made a difference, because I know I hear all the time, and you hear it from me too, or heard it from me too. I'm so bloated. I'm so bloated. And how many of you out there who are watching right now, do you suffer from some type of digestion issues with your stomach? Either it's bloating or cramping or constipation or diarrhea. And we don't talk about this stuff enough. Like, the conversation in our house is about poop sometimes, because it's Chantal is saying the same thing. Yes, we struggle with this. We struggle with our gut stuff, and we don't know where to go for it.
Exactly. And the common solution is to run to the health food store, and you run down the aisles, you look around, you have no idea what to take.
I know.
And this is more of a targeted approach.
Yeah.
You hit the target when you can see objective findings, not guessing.
Exactly. Okay, so thank God for Vivian today. I love the questions. You guys have any questions? Post them in the comments, because I'm looking at the comments. So Vivian is asking, are the digestive enzymes from animals, or are they created in the labs?
Yeah, well, this is
I say both.
Well, no, this is exactly why we
Gotta lean in. Dr.
This is exactly why we test. This is why we don't guess, because by testing we can determine, okay, where's your stomach acidity at? Do you have enough? Do you have enough stomach acidity that the enzymes, the animal enzymes that we give you, might work? Which they're closest, more identical to the ones in our own system. But if you don't have the pH correct in your digestive system, then they won't work. So then we're going to have to give you plant-based enzymes, because they have a broad pH range, and they can work in a bunch of different environments. So these are the kind of questions we have to kind of look at, and these are the kind of tests we have to do in order to answer the questions, so we can actually get the formulas right to work most efficiently. Guessing is a form of testing, right? You just keep guessing until you finally find something that works, or you can test and eliminate all that time.
Yeah.
Or you can guess until you give up.
Yeah.
And you quit because you're overwhelmed.
Lean in a little bit, Dr. Aristotle.
Yeah, you can keep guessing until you quit, because when you quit, you're just overwhelmed. Right. And you wait a few months and you get worse and worse, and then you come back full circle, and it just spirals out of control, and then months turn into years and so forth.
Exactly. And before we get to Chantal's question, and what I loved is that I'm on plant digestive enzymes, because it wasn't appropriate for my gut health to do the other ones. So it does make a difference of where your chemistry is, and to know that. Okay, so Chantal is asking, what about women who are in perimenopause? And how does that affect our gut health? Do hormones, so this is a great question, do hormones affect our gut health? Who wants to take that one? Okay, Dr. Jeff, got to lean in.
So Dr. Aristotle actually had covered that a little bit earlier when he said about how the hormones, our hormone balance affects our guts as well, too. Insulin is a hormone that's especially essential as far as our gut health goes. It helps us basically store our food as energy within our system, and that's every hormone in the body is interrelated. So what affects one hormone affects everything else. So someone in perimenopause doesn't have a very well balanced system.
Right.
I agree, because it's all balanced, because the hormones are doing what? They're helping control all of these areas, including gut health. So if there's a shift in one area, so what are we going to do? We're going to test. We're not going to guess on your hormones. We're going to see, is there an imbalance there? Is there not? Because we've got to get down to the root cause.
Got it. I love that. So it does play a role in it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is basically what you're saying. Okay, hold on one second, because I'm actually grabbing both of your websites, because if you'd like to have a little bit more information for all of you that are joining us today. Oh, okay, there's another question. No, there's not. If any of you are interested in getting more information, both doctors do telehealth. So you don't have to be in the state in which they reside, which I think is amazing. So I'm going to put in both of your websites here. Okay. And you both do, I mean, I'm thinking that you also both do, hold on, I'm getting Dr. Aristotle's in here. There we go. Sorry, one moment, please. Okay, and both of you gentlemen do a complimentary 30-minute Zoom conversation with people. That's correct? Yes,
I would have to
lean in, lean in.
I have to check with my administrator to see if that's the case these days.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. We can't. Okay, so I'm just going to say it. Both of them will do as a complimentary to see if they can assist you with any of the issues that you're having. So you can go to their website and you can go and schedule a short session as a complimentary consultation just to see if they can assist you with any of the issues that you're having. Okay, so here's something that Kathleen is sharing. Her stomach is always bad after they removed her gallbladder. Can you share why her stomach might be bad after removing her gallbladder? Which one of you would like to take that?
This is a trick question.
When you lean it, you got to lean in, babe. You guys, this is my husband. I can
Okay.
call him babe.
It's okay. Yeah, of course, gallbladder is essential for for holding bile, and that bile is essential for breaking down fats in the system. When you don't have a gallbladder, you don't have the storage of bile. It doesn't mean you don't have bile. It just means you can't store that bile as effectively as someone who does have a gallbladder. And so, yeah, your effectiveness at breaking down fats is going to be severely impeded, and you might need some support as far as that goes.
So
Lifestyle changes. Yeah, lifestyle changes. And, some support will be needed. But again, identifying where are the weak areas is going to be the initial approach, initial step for you.
I love it. Oh, I think that's fantastic that you can work around, even though she's had her gallbladder removed, you can still work around that and be able to give her some solutions that would make her feel better.
Right.
All right, Kathleen, you heard it here with Dr. Jeff and Dr. Aristotle. Okay, so I put their websites in there, the URLs, and Ginger is here. She's our nurse. She's on our CYL team, and she's one of our nurses. And if you're interested in just having a quick consultation to see if either Dr. Jeff or Dr. Aristotle can help you, I went ahead and put their URLs right in the comments section. Go ahead and grab that and click on their links and go learn more about them. And have a Zoom conversation. Telehealth is super, super amazing because now no matter where you live in the world, you can get the wisdom of these two amazing holistic health practitioners and learning more about functional medicine and functional nutrition. All right. I think that's it for today. Thank you both so much for joining us. And thank you all for hanging out with us today for a few minutes. And, I love it. Gingers, I need to see Jeff. All right. Well, you live close, so you can come on in. All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.